Right. Hello. Are we going? I think we're going. Good, good, good. Hello, everybody. Ooh, right. Welcome, 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 welcome. New channel, new stream, new game, new everything. I've got a cat sitting just to my right, looking at me, thinking, when is the right time to launch off of the kitchen cabinet and onto my lap? Or, as happened the other day, jumping on top of my computer and his paw, as I was literally about to complete a mission, a multi-drop mission, which had taken me about an hour to do. Just as I was arrived at the destination, about to unload my stuff, he put his paw on the power button for the computer, which was nice. So, anyway, yes, welcome. We're looking at Star Citizen tonight. I'm going to talk you through basically what my idea is for this, and then we'll have a look at Star Citizen. We'll talk about it for a bit, and then eventually, when we get into the game, we'll have a look at a mission, and we will see basically we could do something nice and simple, and we'll see how we go. So let's go to there. No, that's not the browser, is it? That's the game. I don't want the game, I want the browser. Where's the game? Come on, browser. There it is. Perfect. That's better. Right. That's what I want in the background. So, yes, Star Citizen. So, what am I looking to do? Well, essentially, I quite like space games. Obviously, my main gaming thing has been sim racing, but I quite like space games. And I thought that I would do a channel because I started. I first looked at Star Citizen back in 2019, and I played it and did a mission. And the thing that struck me then was that it was quite involved. I was also playing Elite Dangerous. Started on PlayStation 4, then moved on to PC. And Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen have basically been the two things I've looked at. Now, there are differences with the two. Obviously, Elite Dangerous is on console. Star Citizen isn't. Star Citizen actually isn't even a finished game. It's been in development for 10 years. But more about that in a minute. But I started playing Elite Dangerous, and I enjoyed Elite Dangerous. It's quite nice. It's quite simple. I intend to stream some of it on here. I like the simplicity of Elite Dangerous. The fact that you can just basically... There's not much to do to fly the ship. It's very straightforward. A lot of the things like mining and combat, again, they're all very straightforward. I don't play the new update, the Odyssey update, where you get to walk around and stuff. I'm not really sort of interested in that in Elite. Elite for me is basically the flying, the delivering, the shooting things down, just nice and easy. And then we have Star Citizen, which is a lot more, and I'll say complicated. I don't want to make it sound like it is massively difficult. When you start to get into it and get head around it, like with most things, it really isn't. But it is certainly a lot more involved than Elite. Now, if I use sim racing comparisons to help you sort of understand the difference between the two, Elite Dangerous is basically Gran Turismo, well, what are we up to now, 7. And again, very straightforward. You can jump in, jump out of Gran Turismo, you can drive, it gives you a really good experience. It's quite nice and easy to pick up and play. Elite Dangerous really is basically iRacing and rFactor 2, which are incredibly sophisticated simulations where a lot of the physics are different. They're much better, a lot tighter. The setting up of the cars is a lot better, and in the case of iRacing, is a lot more expensive. And I'll keep the iRacing Star Citizen comparison going all the way through, because Star Citizen really is. So Elite Dangerous, you can set up, you can get, you basically progress with in-game currency, you do missions, you get currency, you get rewards, and then with those rewards you stack them up, you get better ships, and then it just snowballs from there. You can put your own money into Elite Dangerous, but that is only in the form of currency which can do things cosmetically to your ship, like buy ornaments for the dashboard, or give you a new skin for the ship, or give you fancy flames or laser colours. You can't actually buy ships with your own money. Star Citizen, so what can be said about Star Citizen? It is the most successful Kickstarter-backed game ever. In fact, it's one of the most successful Kickstarter anythings ever. It started in 2012 on Kickstarter, so that's 10 years ago. And recently it passed, in people giving it money, it recently passed $500 million. $500 million has so far been spent on Star Citizen by the players. That is an incredible amount of money. It's eye-watering, and it sort of... The comparisons with iRacing are very, very simply, again, you can use all of your own money in Star Citizen if you want to. If you have the money to spend, you can just buy... You want a new ship, you haven't got enough in-game credits, you can just go and buy a new ship, etc. So it can get very expensive, though. I mean, people always say to me, hi Mel, people always say to me, oh, you know, iRacing is so expensive. It's like, yeah, Star Citizen, woof. Star Citizen is way more expensive than iRacing. To give you some sort of indication, there was a streamer who I was watching the other day, and he estimates that his total outlay on Star Citizen in 10 years, he was an original backer from 2012, he thinks that his overall outlay in the 10 years that it's been around so far is in the region of $30,000. So that is quite a phenomenal amount of money to spend on anything, let alone a video game. But, you know, we will have hobbies. Some people spend more than that in a month on gambling or stuff. So, in fact, if you're a smoker, £30,000 would probably get you cigarettes for about 6 months these days. But there you go. So, I'm going to show you why, because in the tweet I did earlier, I said I'll show you how you can play this for free. Now, iRacing has a monthly subscription, and you buy the content. Star Citizen does not have a monthly subscription. You can actually just play the game for nothing. To be fair, there is a way of playing the game for nothing. It's difficult. Let's make no bones about it. It's much easier to start with a starter pack. You're absolutely right, Steve. Eye-popping numbers. You had $30,000. It's just unbelievable. I've spent, to give you an idea of what I've spent, I bought a starter pack. Like iRacing, Star Citizen, everything's in dollars. So obviously it gets the exchange. You get the exchange rate, you get the benefit of the pound, but everything's in dollars. Everything priced in US dollars. So I've spent. Don't forget, I bought the pack in August 2019, and then I upgraded my ship a few weeks ago, and I just bought myself a few extra credits just as a buffer in case anything went wrong and I needed to rebuy a lot of stuff. So I've spent in this game about £65. It really isn't that bad. Certainly not anything like what some people are racking up, but Star Citizen can be expensive. But I said I can show you a way to play for free, and also I said I can help you get more credits. Now that is easy. If you look just above my head here, that is my Star Citizen referral code. Again, like iRacing, you can enter a referral code from existing players, and then you both get an extra cash boost. The game uses what's called Universal Earth Credits, UEC, and if you start the game without buying, if you create an account at Roberts Space Industries, which is RSI to my right there. If you go to robertsspaceindustries.com, you can create an account with them, and you can install the game, and you can start with 1,000 credits, which isn't very much. It's enough to sort of buy you a very basic gun. I know I'm in very safe hands with you, Mel. Very, very safe, and very warm hands, very soft hands as well. So thank you very much for using moisturiser. I appreciate it. Yeah, you start with 1,000 in-game credits, and you can buy. Really, you start with like a flight suit and a helmet. You haven't got any armor really, and you can go and buy a really cheap gun, and then you can actually you haven't got a ship if you don't buy a starter pack, but you can in Star Citizen. It's a living, thriving universe, and you can get you can get a lift from either another player or one of the many scheduled sort of passenger ships that fly all over the universe, and you can go off to do a mission where you shoot some bad guys and earn money, and then you can sort of build your money base up, and then you can buy a ship. So it is possible to play for completely nothing. If you obviously do that and use my referral there, you'll get an extra 5,000 credits to give you a start of 6,000 credits, and so you can get a little bit of armor if you want it. But so you can do it like that. But the way that most people do it is you log on and then you go to the pledge shop. I'll go to the there we go. So you go to the pledge store. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. My mouse is hovering over it, sort of here. And then you can actually let me just do that. Go to the pledge store. Typical. So go to the pledge store and you can buy a starter pack. Now, starter pack, it's got it in pounds here. Usually it was in US dollars, but now it's in pounds. That's handy. So you can buy starter ships. Now, the cheapest ships are roughly £45. Bit of a sale on at the moment, by the look of it. So there's a few ships you can buy. But for £45, you can get a ship, you get a little bit of armour, you get a basic gun to start with, and then off you go. And obviously you also get I think a boost of 5,000 credits anyway if you do that. So that is how most people do it. That's how I did it. I spent 45 quid. I got a ship called the Aurora. You used to get a choice of 2 ships. You've now got 3. You can see one of them on the screen now. That is the Drake Cutter. It's brand new. It only came into the game a couple of days ago, but I'll explain more about that in a moment. Very nice looking starter ship. There's a cargo bay on that. Fantastic. So yeah, you can get a starter pack, and then with your own ship, and you pick where you're based, and then you start your adventures. But you've got your own ship, and your own ship will stay with you. If it gets destroyed, or somebody else blows it up, or you crash it, it doesn't matter. You'll always have that ship until you upgrade it to a different ship, or you sell it, whatever. You'll always have that ship. So if it gets blown up, once you get resurrected or respawned back in the medical bay, you can go back to the spaceport and then request that the ship is delivered to the spaceport, and it'll take about 5 minutes. And then you can just get in your ship and fly off again. So, what have we got here? So, let's have a look at the chat just before I start to yap on a bit more. Star Citizen is a bit of an enigma. Yeah, living, breathing universe. You're absolutely right there, Steve. It is a living, breathing universe. Oh, that's where it's opened up the windows. We don't want that. It's a living, breathing universe, and it's persistent. So everything is there all the time. I died on a planet, and I respawned, and then I flew back to the planet, and I saw myself dead and my ship. So I was able to quickly loot myself to get all my armour back, and then sort of get anything out of my ship that I'd left last time. So it's all persistent. Things stay where they are. Anyway, how is it free to play at the moment? Well, it's very, very simple. From November the 18th, which was yesterday, until November the 30th, the end of the month, it's called Free Fly. The whole game is what's called Free Fly, and it has got basically the opportunity for you to play the game for free. You can rent any of the ships for free. You can start to earn in-game credits for your account, but you don't own the ship. And then after November the 30th, you can't fly these ships for free. So what's happened is they've got this thing called the Intergalactic something Expo, interplanetary. Oh Christ, hang on. I'll find it in a second. Let me click on this button here. But if you can see my screen, if you go to, you can either go to robertspaceindustries.com, or you can go to IAE2952.com. which is the Expo at the moment. So IAE2952.com. If you go there, it brings you to the website that we're looking at behind me here. And this ship, the Drake Cutter, it's one of the new ships, and it is a starter ship. It's good for basic combat. It's good for cargo. You can see the size of the cargo bay there. Very, very useful. We might actually go and check out that ship in the showroom, because what's happening at the moment is this massive. It's called an expo. There isn't an expo in the game where you can go and check out lots of new ships that are coming to the game, and some are already in the game. There's some that are just mind-bogglingly different. Now, this is one of the things that I like over Elite. There are just so many ships in this, and the designs are amazing. So many different types of ship, so many different variants of the same ship as well. So we'll have a look at those. So what if I click up here where it says more info, another one of the ship. Look at where is it? Where is the big? Look at that massive sort of super yacht ship. That is expensive, but if you look here, it says, I'll just hide that for a second. Fly today for free, so you can fly over 100 of the ship. Or it's not just ships; it's other things as well, like planetary vehicles, so buggies, some like speeder bikes, very similar to the ones you see in Destiny. But you can use all of these for free up until the end of the month. So you can get to oh, thanks, Steve. You can get to experience some really, really good ships before the end of the month. Here's a sort of a racing, like a 0G racing thing. The thing about this game, again, you can just do anything, absolutely anything at all. You can meet up. Also, maybe think of this, if you think of Elite Dangerous as the on the road of trucking games on console, but it's not shit by any means. Elite Dangerous is a good game. And then you think of Star Citizen as ATS or Euro Truck Sim or American Truck Sim. You can do anything you want in this. So you can all meet up on a planet, break out your speeder bikes and do racing, or your buggies and go racing, and you can as a ship. I'll show you which. There's a version of it which is a troop carrier, so you can get a whole load of people from the game to all meet on one spaceport, load up on the ship, go off and slaughter loads of pirates or something. It's absolutely mental. The game is so open to anything, and the thing is, it's not even a game. It's still in alpha mode. We're currently 3.17.4, I think it is. The next big update is 4, and I think they're hoping to get out of alpha and to actually go into the game proper, the release 1 next year sometime. So it's still in alpha phase, which means ultimately, things falling from the sky. The alpha, being in alpha phase means that you are going to run into the occasional bug. I've had 2 absolute beauties where I called a lift, the lift door opened, I walked in, the lift wasn't there, and I fell thousands of feet to my death. And then I went and had a sit down at a sandwich bar, and then I stood up, and it somehow sent me through the floor thousands of feet. Luckily, I was able to quit before I died, so I didn't end up back in the medical bay. I ended up back in my comfy bed in my apartment. But so there are some bugs. You'll see a lot of NPCs standing on things, standing on tables or standing on walls. You think, why are they there? These are just tiny little bugs. So you're not going to get a bug-free experience, but you are going to get even in the state it's in now, you're going to get a really, really good. Go see some more driving things here in different configurations. There's just so much to do in this. It really is phenomenal. So we're gonna go into the game. We'll have a look around. We'll go to where the expo is. It's in a particular. I'll explain about transport and all that sort of stuff. We'll have a look around the expo. We'll have a look at some ships, and then after all of that, we will jump into my ship, which is really nice. It was on the thumbnail, and we'll go and do hopefully a simple mission, and I don't want to be streaming for hours and hours and hours. I'm looking for maybe an hour to 2 hours tops. We'll see how we go. But yeah, it's quite phenomenal. You can literally do anything in this game. It's mad. It is a huge MMO. So anyway, yes, you can go. You can go to IAE 2952. You can sign up, get an account. Don't pay anything. Download the game. It's about 80 gigs, I think, on PC. Download the game. Jump into the game without a ship. Go down. Rent a ship for nothing because you can fly over, or you can get in nearly 120 ships, and then start just playing the game for free until the end of November. And then by the time you get to the end of November, you're really in a good position to know whether it is for you, or whether it is for to go do something maybe a bit less involved, like Elite Dangerous, if you like the general fighting, flying, exploring, transport, bounty hunting, all of this sort of thing, but you want it on an easier basis where you don't have to pay all the time and don't put your own money in, then Elite is ideal for that. You don't have to put a lot of money into this. iRacing, if you want to race a lot of the tracks, things like Spa, and my webcam is frozen, that's great. I might turn my webcam off temporarily because that's not a very flattering pose. Where is it? Let's get rid of my webcam for a moment. There we go. So, and we'll move that down into the middle. There we go. That's better. With iRacing, if you want to race on certain tracks like Spa, Monza, you have to buy them. You're not going to get them for free. On this, once you've signed up for the original, if you buy a starter pack with a ship in it, you really don't. If you do a few missions and get going, you don't actually need to buy anything again. Do a gaming chat. Why not? No, you play loads of games. So, John Vorter, hello John. What a dude. Nice to see you, John. Yes, so you can jump in. You can play the game naked. What I mean by naked is you can join the game, not buy a starter pack. So join the game without a ship with 1,000 credits. Not use my code to get an extra 5,000. Just go in with 1,000. Go and buy a gun because you get a flight suit and a helmet to start with. Go and buy a gun. Go and get a lift somewhere. Do one of the missions called Call to Arms, which is where basically you just go and shoot a load of NPC bad guys, and then as soon as you kill some NPC bad guys, you loot all their armour and take their guns and work your way on from there. So it is possible to play and not actually pay anything at all. How much is the base game? The base game, essentially speaking, the cheapest way of getting into the game by paying for it is £45. There's 3 starter ships. You don't have to buy a ship. As I was saying, you can just go into the game. You can go into IAE2952.com. You can create an account with Robert Space Industries. You can install the game. You can start with no ship, absolute bare minimums, and work your way forwards through that if you've got a plan. But it's much easier to have your own ship where you can fly around. You don't have to rely on getting lifts off anybody. And the 3 starter ships you can get, there's like a cargo, a sort of a multi-use cargo ship called the Aurora. There is another one, its name escapes me, I could have a look at it, which is more of a fighter ship with very small cargo space. And then you've got the brand new one, which is the Cutter, which came out 2 days ago, which is really good for cargo. We'll have a look at a Cutter when we get into the game shortly. But anyway, these are really, really... It's a really interesting promotion they're doing at the moment. To the end of November, you can rent any of the games or a lot of the ships in the game for nothing. Let me just show you some of the ships then. So let's come down. Here we go. So on here you can see it says fly today for free. This means this is one of the ships that you can fly in the game as a result of this promotion for the end of the month. So this Buccaneer if you wanted to buy that game, buy that ship, that is 110 US dollars. Let's have a look at a few other ships that Drake Interplanetary make. Here's the Caterpillar. This ship is $330. Oh, the next one's the Corsair. This is brand new, came out yesterday. $250. Let me just show you the Corsair. The Corsair is absolutely fantastic. This is a quite amazing. Look at this ship. It's superb. And the thing with this ship, the Corsair, is it's got you can have a crew of 4. So you can have 3 of your friends, playing their own game, meet up where you're docked in this ship, and they all play a part, whether they're co-pilot, main pilot, or the 2 gunners. The thing is just phenomenal. So it's a 4 crew ship. It has crew quarters and everything. So there's your 4 people. You can customize all of your outfits, etc. Let me find another one. So there's a really nice looking ship. It's got sort of like a split X-wing on one side and a straight wing on the other, and the X-wings sort of stack when you land. You can see the firepower this ship has got. Phenomenal amount of weapons and guns. You've got the 360-degree turrets where your friends can sit in there. What else? What other photos have we got on this slideshow? Yes, it's big enough as well to hold exploratory vehicles. This is a big exploratory vehicle again. You've got 2 people in the front. You can get a couple in the back. Use it to use freight. Or you can all have one of those, all land on the same place and go racing. It's up to you. Big cargo bay. This is a really nice planetary. This is a really good atmospheric planet. You can see they've got no helmets on, so it's breathable. Not all planets are breathable. Crew quarters. So here's some crew quarters, so you can all sit and chill out and have a chat and really just do nothing if you want. You can just meet up, go on the ship, go out, park up somewhere and do absolutely nothing. So that is quite a phenomenal ship. We've got it here in 360. I think it shows its wings down in a second. Yeah. So that really is quite astonishing. It's such an amazing looking craft. There's the pilot seat, and then it pans down. There's a co-pilot seat underneath. Just fantastic. So that's the Corsair, and the Corsair, again, you can buy it with in-game credits. You never have to spend a penny. Don't look at this and think, oh, I don't want to play this because I don't want to, I don't want to pay hundreds of pounds. The fact is, if you want to do it, you can just pay 250 US dollars, and that's what, 160, 170 quid, and you can just have the ship immediately. This month you can fly it anyway for free. What's the next one? This is a Cutlass Black. It's again flight ready. It means it's in the game. It's a fighter or a freighter. Lots and lots of guns on it. Again, you can have crew. And that one's $100. Cutlass Blue, $175. Slightly different. It's also fit for interdiction, so for bounty hunting and piracy if you want. What have we got here? Medical. Cutlass Red, so it's basically a big space ambulance. Cutlass Steel. I'll show you this one in the game. This is it's a troop transporter. It's got, you can just, I don't know if you really can make out, but you can see these lines. It's got these guns mounted on the side of the dropship where the others don't have. So you can zoom into war zones basically with a small army on board and, waste everything when you get there. But again, I'll show you that when we get in the game. Cutter, yes, the beginner one. Dragonfly, this is the speeder bikes. Can't use those in the month, but it is flight ready, so you can get it in the game. You have somebody on the front, somebody on the back, take care of weapons. This is the Herald. I can see what's coming up next. Seriously, I mean, so $85 for the Herald. This is a ship which is basically designed just to transport data. It's essentially a hard drive with some engines on the back. It's phenomenally fast. Armour is so-so, and it's for really one person. Right, so the next ship is the Kraken. This Kraken is phenomenal. Remember I said iRacing can be expensive. iRacing is what, $11.95 for a car, $14 for a track. If you want to buy a Kraken is a capital ship, which is like Elite Dangerous's fleet carriers. I mean, you can just sort of see it on the side of the screen. It's got landing pads, it's got big ships, it's got a cutlass sitting on it, it's got several it is a capital ship. How much? In fact, let's go to chat. Let's go to chat. How much do you think I would need to spend on? And this is the bog standard Kraken. It's just the basic Kraken. How much would I have to spend in US dollars to buy a Kraken? Stick it in the chat. Let's have a look and see. A bit like The Price is Right, except the closest one will not win one. And it's still in concept mode at the moment, which means you can't buy it. So put a figure in chat. How much do you think it costs in US dollars to buy the basic Kraken? Come on, let's see those numbers. 1 million. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll turn my camera off. 1,500,000 from Stephen. Interesting. Come on, Mel. What do you think? I was looking at these earlier, and my jaw not only hit the floor, it sort of fell out of my face, and I sort of kicked it across the floor. Here we 350 for Melody. Seriously, 1,650 of your US dollars. It's even more expensive than that, Steve. 500 plus a firstborn child, even more expensive. So the Kraken, $1,650, and that is, I think, yes, the basic Kraken. The super duper Kraken. Again, these aren't in the game just yet. In fact, it might surprise you to know that the first wave of Krakens are nearly sold out. So these are flying literally off the shelves. Crazy. Thomas, my youngest, is here. The big Kraken, the privateer, look at it. $2,000 of your own money just for essentially a DLC ship. Jesus! Exactly, John. Exactly. That is how much money some of this stuff costs. But ultimately, with a ship like that, if you've got, let's say, an organised community, let's say you've got 20, 25, 30 regular Star Citizen players in a clan or thereabouts, and you're a regular streamer and you get some sort of income from streaming, $2,000 is an investment. But you've got to remember as well that $2,000 is just to buy the ship. You've then got running costs like fuel, everything. Yes, there are limited numbers, Steve. You're right. They're only sort of producing. I mean, again, it makes it more desirable if the fact that you've got one and nobody else has. Yeah. So there's a limited number at the moment. It says on it actually stock limited. It doesn't say what it's limited to. About the other one, stock limited. Yes. So I don't know how many they're producing, but they have almost all nearly sold out. So it's quite staggering, if you ask me. Anyway, yes, quite. Star Citizen as well, just while we're here, also has a lot of merchandise that you can buy to show your support for the game. And don't forget, all this money goes back into the game. I'll show you some of the stuff they've got. It's quite phenomenal. Pico the Penguin plush. Now, Pico is kind of the... one of the planets is called Microtech. It's a snowy planet. It's where I'm based. It's my home. And the sort of the mascot for Microtech is Pico the Penguin. Because you see there, he's got like a hoverboard, snowboard thing. So you can buy a teddy for 30 quid. You've got an empty diary there for 15 quid. A set of bags, particularly sort of, it doesn't look a massively amazing quality rucksack, but those 3 bags will set you back 73 quid. You've got stainless steel mugs, other mugs, cocktail shakers. We've got a hoodie here, T-shirts, hats. The hoodie's got embossing on the back. t-shirts for the individual brands in the games, like Drake Interplanetary, Crusader Industries, Robert Space Industries. There's some Pico. Christmas is coming. They do not sell a Star Citizen wallet. I don't think you won't have anything to put in it, to be honest, Steve. Pico the Penguin slippers, some socks, ship ornament set. There's Christmas sweaters. So there's a whole massive range of different drinkware, collectibles. Did they have the stickers? There we go. Collectible pin. Now, my ship is this one in the top right, the Aegis Titan Avenger. I upgraded to that ship from, I can't remember what the original ship I had was. When I bought the game, I'm sure I ordered an Aurora, and then when I came back to the game, I'm sure it was a different ship. So, because I wanted one with a little bit more cargo space, but I upgraded for, I think that cost me £23 to upgrade my ship to the Aegis Titan. A lot more cargo, and it's a jack of all trades. It does a lot of things really well. So yeah, there's so much you can buy. Anyway, just to reiterate then, how to play the game for free, go to iae2952.com, basically sign up for a Robert Space Industries account, install the game, 70 gigabytes or thereabouts, and then set off, and you can fly. You can use 120 vehicles currently for free up until the end of the month. So, and you can use those to start doing missions and earning credits. So by the time the end of the month comes, you might have enough to buy your own ship anyway. But if you don't, just spend like 40 quid and get a starter ship. That cutter, the brand new one, the cutter looks really, really good. And I think, to be honest, that would do you very well. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't really want to buy a Kraken if you were on your own. It's really for established large communities and groups. Anyway, let us go to then the game itself. There we go. There we go. Now I've been logged out of my bed. Oh god, this could take 2 or 3 minutes to load, or maybe even longer. It's one of the things I will say, which I'm a bit peeved with. Star Citizen does take a little while to load. I clocked it the other day. It took about 4 minutes. Because it's going to take it could take a few minutes. I'm going to go back to the website. What else can we look at on the website while we're waiting? Pledge store. Let's have a look at the pledge store. Now, the pledge store is where you would buy your starter packs if you wanted one. At the moment, there's some cheap ones here. We've got the Cutter starter pack, 45 quid, usually 60 quid. That's a good ship, brand new, looks to do everything. Let's have a look at all game packages. So we have like Mustang Alpha. That was the one I had, and I basically, originally when I started, I thought I had the Aurora MR, £45. Nice, nice ship, good for many things. But then I upgraded to the Avenger Titan, which is this ship to the right of it, and yeah, that's the one I'm using at the moment. We'll have a look at that later. There is another ship that I really want to. I'm hoping I might be able to show you later before we finish. It's got an Egyptian name. I can't remember what it's called. It's just absolutely amazing. So one of the things I do like about this game, the ship design is incredible. It takes some ships a year to get to the game. From when they first show the concept art, they do regular weekly streams on a Friday on Twitch and on YouTube, where you have the developers basically just talking about stuff, what they're up to, giving you progress and everything. And if they show you a new ship on that, it can take up to a year for the game to get it. But it is what it is. If you wanted, look at this, as a starter pack, you have the UEE Exploration 2950, and that is £1,122 as a starter pack. if you were to buy every single bit of content in iRacing, that's about £2,500. So that is just one ship to fly. That's quite amazing. What else have we got here? Starter-wise, Nomad. That looks a bit like an Asp Explorer from Elite. Cutlass, these are quite good ships, £100. So, I mean, average you've got quite a lot of choice for ships under £100. Anvil Arrow, Anvil Pisces, 100i, Mustang Alpha. Mustang Alpha is a good ship. I did have it. I flew it for a few weeks. Quite liked it. Much more combat-based than the Aurora, but doesn't have the cargo space of the Aurora. You can get both of those for £45.90 to start. I started with the Mustang, then I upgraded to the Titan, the Avenger Titan. Very, very nice ship. How are we doing? We're in the game. We are in the game. So, okay, let's have a look. Make sure it's on my screen. Bingo, it's still got me. Yep, let's get rid of the webcam. And let's bring the referral code down. My webcam's had problems today. Just not. Let me just try something before we get up and look around. Now, the one thing I will say, again, it's an alpha. My computer is fairly rapid. If you go into the comments, not the comments, the bit below, you'll see my... you'll see the... Where's my camera? Bluetooth, oh, Bluetooth devices. You'll see my specs. Cameras, there we go. USB camera. It's on. It works. But I'm still frozen. Okay, so be it. You won't have my beautiful face. Can you hear the game? For a start. At the moment, nothing's really happening. If I stand up, there's my teddy. Come on, get off the effing bed. Now the thing is, when you first load into the game, it can be a bit stuttery, a bit, it says laggy on the screen there. I'll explain what those messages on the left hand side are. But it can be a bit laggy. It's rumbling away. Good. Yes, you can hear the rumble of the air conditioning or whatever. If I just go to free cam and show you, this is where you spawn, basically. It's like an apartment. You don't go back there. Each time you spawn, it's different. So let's open this door. So I'm on a planet called Microtech. Just to explain a little bit about the game, basically there's 4 main planets. The planets are all owned by corporations. This planet is owned by Microtech. Call it Apple, basically, because they are about gadgets and gizmos. There's one place which is very gritty, urban, sort of slums. There's one very industrial. There's one spawn point which is on a space station. But this is a planet. It's a snowy planet. You can see out the window there. We've got well, they're basically train lines. The transport system is very, very simple. This game, again, like iRacing, this game, the learning curve is very steep. There's not a lot telling you. There are some tutorials, but they're not very in-depth. But this place we're in, this apartment building, is in a place called New Babbage. So New Babbage is like the central hub for everything. And you can see here, there's lots of apartments. And I'm going to move. This is normal walking speed. If I move my scroll wheel forward, I can go a bit faster. And as with most first-person games, all the controls are normal. So space is jump, shift is run, control is crouch, Z is prone. It's all the same, whether you're playing sort of Call of Duty on keyboard and mouse or you're playing this. So I'm playing keyboard and mouse. I'm not a great keyboard and mouse player. Basically, it can be a bit annoying with control methods, because I wanted to use a flight stick to fly with, and I had real difficulty in using a flight stick, then using keyboard and mouse. I had one of those Logitech gamepad keyboards, which is basically, it lays it out under your hand. I had a little thumbstick to take the place of WASD. But again, I was having trouble, the game was having a bit of trouble with all these different input methods, so I thought, you know what, stuff it, let's just go keyboard and mouse, and we will make ourselves suffer, and we will just learn it. Those messages on the left, that is the chat of everybody who's in the game at the moment. They are really helpful. If you get stuck, even if you say, how do I open the elevator, they will tell you. So this is a really good example of a game where everybody who plays it is always looking out for each other. So it's awesome. So let me call up my thing, call the elevator. Elevator called. Hopefully I'm going to get an elevator and I'm not going to get plummeting to the ground death. But everything on this game, you have to look around. There's no sort of tutorial hints. You have to look. So here, I need to go to the lobby. So I'm looking at the doors, click on lobby, and off we go. I'll just pull back a bit so you can see the doors. I can change my camera to a third-person view. There I am. Oh, and the door's shut. There we go. So a little bit sort of stuttery as I'm coming out, but that's me. If I go to inventory, well, if I go to Z, so that's me in my armour. It's medium armour. I've got a couple of guns. It's all very smart. It's all very colour coordinated, etc. So you can look around. But yes, you've got different cameras. But really I prefer the first person. So here we're at the Nest Apartments. Oh look, all the signs are up. Look, IAE in the distance. Can I? No, I can't. So this is brilliant. So everything is sign based. So to find your way around, you literally just have to look at the signs. John might be eating ribs, Mel. John is a big rib eater. So as we come out here, you can see up there we've got a sign that says Brentworth Care Centre, and then we've got the Metro Loop down there. We've got places we can sit. Aspire Grand is a hotel. If I go into the care centre, this is really where to come if you've got really bad injuries. You can get so where do I start with this game? You have hydration. If you get dehydrated, your hydration levels go down. You need to drink water or water-based stuff to get your hydration level up. If you go into one of the nightclubs and start drinking alcohol, that's going to dehydrate you. You're going to need to eat every so often. You carry, if I go to my inventory, on my belt, I've got over on the right here some of these medical, they look like EpiPens. That one there's a med pen in red, so it helps to cure you. It's an overall cure. And then you've got the oxy pen, so you have oxygen levels. If your oxygenation level drops, you can top that up. Have I only got a med pen on my side? I have. Let me add an oxy pen then, just to let's put this, and it's all click and drop, so I can put it on there. So I've got a sidearm on my right there, a couple of guns on my backpack, and you can swap all this out. In my backpack on my top left, I've got another gun, some bottles to drink. I've got 6 medi pens, 4 oxygen pens. On my armour, I've got some ammunition clips and a knife. And on my leg armour, I've got a multi-tool, which has got basically a tractor beam. Have I got a mining attachment? I haven't. We'll do that later. But yeah, on the right here you can see there's a flight suit in white, or various rucksacks. These armours, they're light armour. They were given as part of a community-wide thing. Survival elements too. Yes, everything about this game. There's just so much to it. This is why I say I compare. Elite Dangerous is Gran Turismo. This is iRacing and R Factor. If you want a comparison. So in here you can get life insurance to keep all your stuff. If you're injured, you can go through those medical bays in front. If you get killed, you respawn in one of the medical floors above us there, and you also respawn in a medical gown, which is quite amusing, and you can sell that as well for about 15 credits. And here you can buy medical supplies. Different sorts of pens will do different sorts of things. So if you've got, you know, muscular injuries, you will need a different sort of pen than if you've got like a burn injury. So the game is just so phenomenally deep, and again, it's not even fully released. So all these posters, it says there, if I go to the front, Tobin Expo Centre. So we'll see in a second. So we're going to go down to the Metro Loop. The Metro Loop is how you travel around on these land bases. We're at New Babbage, as I mentioned. Let's go down, 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 down. Let's go to the Expo first. So we're at a tube station, basically. So if I want to go to the Commons, which is where like all the... How much have I spent on this, Mel? About I've been playing this game seriously for about a week. In total, from when I first bought the game, which was £45 in 2019, to where I am now with my ship upgrade, I've spent on it about £70, really. Nothing, hardly anything. But the Commons is like the main city centre, and the spaceport is where my ship is. And as you can see, what happens is you have these maglev trains come in. That one's just gone, but we'll hang around for the next one. If I come over here, this map, it shows you the layout. So we are at the Aspire Grand in the bottom right. We're going to get on the train. We're going to go to the Tobin Expo Centre, have a look at some fancy new spaceships, and then we're going to go to the Commons, just to show you around the Commons. Then we're going to go to the spaceport, get in my ship, and then we're going to take off, and hopefully we'll get a mission done, and then we'll call it a day. So the train is going to be here in 20 seconds. So you just have to wait here for the train to arrive. Still not fully released. Yes, it's been in development since 2012. We're still in the alpha phase. A lot of people online call it a scam because it's taken so much money, and I say it's taken over $500 million people spending on it so far. It really is incredibly well funded. So we're on the maglev. This is going to take us to the Expo Centre. We'll get off at the Expo Centre, and we will have a look around some of the ships, and we'll have a look at the cutter, and you can we'll look inside of what's good. So here we go. We're going through. Essentially, what this is sort of like a massive loading screen, but we're on the maglev taking us to the Expo Centre. Nothing at all really compared to what exactly. You can get carried away. As I mentioned at the start, you might have missed the start. There's one streamer who he estimates that he has spent on the game since he started, which was 10 years ago, the original Kickstart. He spent $30,000 on the game, which is mind-boggling amounts, really. But who are we to criticise, essentially? But yeah, whenever people say, "Oh, iRacing is so expensive," I sort of have a bit of a laugh, because Star Citizen players will just roll their eyes at iRacing expensive. So here we are at the Tobin Expo Centre. Where is the exit? It is off to the right. Here we are. So this is not normally open in the game. This is only open because of this month-long promotion. So, but look at it. It's like going to the XL, coming off the Docklands Light Railway at the XL to go to EGX or something. And all the, there's a lot of NPCs. As I say, it's an alpha, so you're going to get a lot of strange things in it, like these two guys just standing here doing nothing. You're going to get a lot of NPCs standing on top of seats or stuff like that. So, where can I go to start looking at space? Oh, he's come out of nowhere. Official sponsor Drake Interplanetary. Is that? Oh look, merchandise. See, I can spend in-game merchandise on getting stuff for my character. Is that the cutter? That's the cutter. That's the new. Look here. This is really good. This shot here, it just shows you one of the things you can do. You can accept a mission to go and retrieve valuable property from a spaceship which they've lost contact with. So you find out where the ship was last seen, you fly out into space, and then you tend to find a big wreck of a ship, like on the left, and you can leave your ship, you can just come out of your ship, propel yourself over to it, and you search the ship, search for bodies. People might want to find missing people, so you can search for bodies, but you search for these green things are they sort of got a limited shelf life before they blow up, but they are expensive. They're like power sources, so you grab those, put them in the back of your craft, and then you fly off to where they've got to be delivered. And yeah, so that's one of the missions. We might have one of those to do today, depending on what missions are available. But yeah, it's just absolutely amazing, the scope. The mission, I spent 3 hours on a mission the other day, didn't complete it. I was looking for a lost person in caves. Now the thing is, I'm a little bit claustrophobic, and in the cave I was having real trouble going through some of the narrower spots. Let's call, so we need to go to, so look at that, it tells you the tells you the blooming diary. So we're going to go, oh Christ, what do we want? What's in Apex Hall, Drake Interplanetary? We want that. We want the Drake. See, I have to read the posters to know where to go. So we're going to go to Apex Hall. Good. So what is on? Oh, Aegis for the next few... Oh, door's open. Is it? No. Aegis for the next few days. I want to find a cutter. Very Event Horizon. I hope not. Right. So... where's the spaceships? Come on, I want to find a spaceship. It's obviously going to be up these stairs. There should be up these stairs different halls, and each one has got several ships in it. Oh my word, there's one. That's the Corsair. So look at this. This is just a massive showroom, and we can go in these ships. Let's go over. Is the cutter here? Can't see a cutter. We've got a Corsair. That looks like enormous. Look at the size of that. Caterpillar. That is a bit... We can go in all these ships and have a look around. I want to go over... Let's go over to the Corsair, because the Corsair has got something really interesting in it. It's got an elevator. So we need to go round the other side. Do we need to go on the other side? Is there one this side? I don't know. I know there's one definitely on the other side. Cat has come in without a mouse in its mouth. That's always a good sign. My hydration is at 91%. So yes, this ship here, the Corsair, don't forget, you can crew it with 4 people on the guns and everything. Where is the lift? Oh, we're at the back of the ship still. I could just walk in the back, but I want to look at the lift, because the lift is really cool. And it's here. You have to interact with everything. Oh, no, I don't want that. Do I want to rent it? No. I have a funny feeling that renting it... I don't want a pen. I don't want a pen. Store. How do I open this? Elevator. Yes, there it is. So press I. Don't want to rent it. I want to call the blooming elevator. Ugh. Sod it, let's just go in the ramp. There's an elevator that comes down, and you've got levers you can pull to take you to different floors. Let's just go in the back, otherwise otherwise I could be here all day. And there's a bug. I've just fallen through the ramp. Now this ship is in the game. Oh, fall through again. I'm trying to jump in the last little bit. Oh, this one's got come on. I'm determined to get into this sodding elevator. On the other side. He's in a medical gown. That's what you wear when you get killed and respawned. So he's running around with all his bits hanging out. Metaphorically speaking. Can't see the elevator there. Let's try and go up the rear ramp for this. Mass Effect, yeah. I mean, well, if you look at games coming out next year, you've got obviously one of those here. You've got Starfield as our friend in his medical gown. Lovely. You've got Starfield coming out, which is supposed to be like Skyrim, isn't it, or something in space. Still not letting me call the elevator. It just says rent. I want the elevator down. Where's the thing? No. Oh, it's just rent. Okay. Stuff this. Let's go. I want to find the cutter. If I find the cutter, there's something really interesting in the. I mean, all the ships have got one, the big one, but let's find the cutter. Yeah, you've got Starfield coming out, but that seems to be very much a solitary game, very solitary experience. Whereas this, as I say, you can team up with basically anybody, even guys running around in their medical gowns. He's disappeared. There's a buggy. You can get those, they're already in the game. These are the, what are they called? They'll tell us when we get close. Dragonfly. Those are the speeder bikes. Again, very interesting things. Oh, this is a hologram of one of the capital ships, so it's not real size, but it shows you sort of what you've got with it. So this is the $1,600 or $2,000, but they're absolutely huge. They've got so many fighter bays and hangars and everything. That is just an absolute monster of a ship. Incredible ship, but for the money you'd expect it to be. Where is the cutter? I've got to find this cutter. Because it looks like as it's a starter ship, it'd be nice to show you. Let's try all four. But it's amazing that, you know, for the rest of the month we've got this massive showroom of spaceships. Right, this is the Cutlass. Oh, the Cutlass. I'll show you the Cutlass. Where's the Cutlass steel? There it is. So the Cutlass are combat ships. The red one, if you remember, was the sort of ambulance. But have a look at this one here, the troop carrier on the left, the cutlass steel. This really is absolutely astonishing. We'll go in the back and you'll see all of the places where you can have your army sitting, basically all the troop stations. So there we go. Oh, come on, put the lights on, you want to get. So look, you can find a load of friends. How often do you think they're streaming? I don't know, maybe weekends, depending. I really sort of try and stream when Jace isn't streaming, because everybody, you can only watch really one of those. So, and also there's the modding aspect for Jace. So I try and find out when Jace is streaming and stream when he's not streaming. But yeah, generally might be like Saturday or Sunday evenings for a couple of hours. I say I don't want to do hours and hours and hours. I just want to get in and like focus on one thing. So maybe do a delivery mission, or maybe go and try and find somebody in the cave, or maybe go and shoot some people in a call to arms, and then after like an hour or so of doing that, close down. So only sort of short, bite-sized stuff. But yeah, if you can find, how many, we've got 3 there, 3 there, there's about 10, 7 or 8 each side there, so maybe 20 people, get them all armed, get them all with armour, and then you can come and fly off somewhere and take on a load of bandits. This door is closed. Let's open this door, actually. Open the door. And you can see you've got these guns on the door, so let's see what it looks like with them in place. So now you've got this fantastic dropship where, you know, you'll be coming into a war zone and you've got all your troops all heavily armoured sitting there, and you've got these automated turrets which are going to be providing covering fire for your guys as you get off. So I want to go up to more near the front of the ship. Is that an automatic door? Yep. There's the front of the ship in there. Is there how many seats? Quite a few. We've got the turret gunning position behind us. We've got a couple of beds up there. Sit in that. Is this the pilot? Co-pilot. That's pretty good. Determined to find this cutter though, because the cutter has got something on it really interesting that I wanted to show you. But that's amazing. You know, all these. You know, this is a troop dropship. So you find the people to come on an adventure with you to shoot some guys. That's the one you want. But it's part of a range. These are all the same ship, the Cutlass. You're right, actually. The scope is mind-blowing. You know, it's just mental, isn't it? Ostentatious space traveller. Well, I think with the Kraken, I'm not really sure you'd actually go travelling in it that much. It really is kind of, you want it as a base somewhere, because the amount of fuel it's going to burn by actually flying off somewhere is going to cost a lot of money. So a lot of people are complaining about the frame rate and the lag at the moment, but that's because there's so many people who look at that on the right through there. There's so many people sort of logging in to see these ships. I'm sure one of those signs will actually tell me what's where. Let's just have a look here. Oh yes, Corsair cutter. We are here. That is AH5. This is AH5. So we should, if that floor plan was accurate, we should find a Cutlass in here. There's the Vulture, which means there is the cutter. That is what I want to see. So there's Cutlass. That is a salvage ship. Basically, that's not in the game yet. It's coming out soon. And you fly. It's like a big JCB, basically. You fly. You've got this very front and central cockpit up there, and then you've got these two massive This is for salvage missions, which are coming out in a future update. So you can go to those ships that have been wrecked, and you can, you know, cut the good bits off and make money from them. So that's for salvage. But this is yeah, the cutter. So this is one of the new beginner ships. And if I can manage to get up all the way inside without falling off, this will be good. So generous, quite a nice generous provision. I think the Aurora has space for about 4 bits of cargo. This has space for 8 bits of cargo, so it's very good. We'll go through, you've got lots of utility points here for various things. Let's just go through this door. This is the quarters, and this is what I want to show you. So you've got the bed, that's very nice. Where's the come on, try and press the light switch. It's not coming on. But what I want to show you is behind this door here. This is the bathroom. And, oops, there's the sink. There's a shower in here as well. I think you can turn it into a shower. But please work. Looks like it. Bingo. Space box. So how about that? It's got a space toilet, and yep, you can have a shower and everything will get away. Here's the shower head. So that's amazing, absolutely amazing. Just the scope of this game. Let's go up the front and have a look at the beautiful pilot stuff. Is this the one where it turns you round? Yes. So I can get into this, enter pilot seat. I'll turn around, sit down. It'll then lift me up and turn me round, put me into the pilot position. And you can turn everything on as well. So this is the pilot's view. If I just hold down my free look and see all the screens that you can use. Can I flight ready this? Can't flight ready this because it's in the inside, but it's got bulldog. So I think bulldogs are going to be like guns. All your this scale on the left here, where it says VEL, that's your speed, your velocity. To the left of that, you've got your thrust. To the right, you've got your altitude in meters. Your fuel tanks, where it says HYDE and QUA. So you've got hydrogen, which is basic flight, and quantum fuel, and all these switches you can. In fact, hang on a second. There's got to be a power switch. Power on. Is it going to let the shields deploy? No. This has shutters that come down the side. If you're getting shot at, you can close shutters on these windows to give the pilot a little bit more protection. But landing gear, why don't you play with that? So you can, like Microsoft Flight Sim, you can actually press all the buttons individually at the same time. Get out, I don't get out. I'm stuck in my seat. Where's the message for getting out of the seat? Come on. Is it down? No. Power off. No, that's power on. G-safe, power on. Da-da-da. Close exterior. Just want to get out of my chair. That line on the screen, that's like my flying steering thing. So that the longer the line, the quicker the ship will move in that direction when you're flying. Get out of the seat. How did I get out of the seat earlier? Ah, adult dating already. They don't let up at all, do they? Come on, try. What's it saying? Get out of the ship. Bear with me. I say bear with me 1 second. Earlier when I was watching the guy get out, and he just did it. Let me see. Is there a thing for seats? Because I don't want to have to kill myself, basically. Weapons on and off. Emergency exit seat. Exit seat is Y. Okay. There we go. Quick check on the keybinds. Perfect. We are out. Don't want to be stuck there for ages. So anyway, yeah, little cabin. My ship, the Aegis Titan, has got a little cabin. And if you... see, if I hover on this, it says sit and lie down. Once you lie down and go to sleep, that you can set that as your respawn point. So, very cosy. So if you die, or when you log off, because it's persistent, at the moment if I log off, when I wake up in that bed, in that apartment building. I can set myself in my ship to respawn to my ship when I log off, and my ship will just float in space, be unseen to everybody, and then when I rejoin the game I'll be back where I was in my ship. What's that, the Buccaneer? That looks like a fighter ship. So there's all sorts of different classes of ship. Fighter ships are going to have virtually zero cargo. And that was the one we saw earlier, which is a data transporter. Has this got a little cargo space? No, can't put that down. Oh, this is where the landing gear goes. So that's not got any cargo thing at the back at all. Right. Let me find my way out of here. We'll go to the Commons. So the Commons is on New Babbage. The Commons is where everything is based. The weapon stores, where you can hire spaceships and stuff. So I'm going to go back to the cutter and click on rent, because I want to see if it appears on my list of ships. Because that'd be really interesting to see how this fly for free actually works. So, rent. Local inventory, I get it, yes. So, transaction. At the moment I've got 34,000 credits. This will cost 0 credits. So we'll rent that. So when I go to retrieve my ship, excellent. When I go to retrieve my ship, I should have a choice of 2 ships. My normal ship, the Avenger Titan, and this cutter. So let's go back to the transit. 73% hydrated, so I probably need a drink soon just to top myself back up. I might not need to be honest, by the time we finish this evening. One of those injections in the rucksack is of arthritis, unfortunately not. Look at these are all weapons, different types of guns you can install on your ships. Yeah, it's massive, isn't it, Steve? Absolutely massive. It's ridiculous, in fact, really. But you can see why, you know, 10 years down the line we are, and we're still not at the stage of having what would be considered a finished game. Some people think they're only about 25 to 30% of where they need to be to make a finished game. There's a few other sort of experts who think we're closer to 60%. But is there progression linked to money, ships, equipment, or that? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can't say for sure. Oh, there you can come out, love. There we go. I can't say for sure, but yes, as you get better, you get offered better missions on the lobby. What's in the Zenith Hall? Anything? Zenith Hall, November the... Oh, so for the next few days, Origin Jump Works have got ships in there. Okay. But we're going back to the lobby because I want to get back on the tube. Yeah, so that I mean... I don't know how you can... Oh, no. I want to get out. You... These doors go really quickly, and that's me not being quick enough on the WASD keys. Doors. Thank you. Metro loop. There we go. Back down to the metro loop. Yeah. Basically, I mean, it's a bit like Elite. Your character doesn't really have attribute points. I think you just generally get better as you progress and do more difficult things, and then the more difficult things gives you better missions. So, what have we got? 35 seconds to the next train. Is that a guy in his pants? That's a girl in her pants, wearing some of the Expo swag. Very nice. I think I'm not sure, Steve. To be honest, I mean that's the best I can say is I don't know. I just think that you know, as you complete certain missions, they have attributes attached to them, and then you just get better missions later offered to you. You can take whatever you want. Ultimately, you coming out? No. Yes, you are coming out. You're there. Don't forget your free bag of stuff. Free carrier bag of stuff. So this is going to take us now to the commons. Exactly, yeah, exactly. That's right. So, yeah, instead of having actual points on your character, it's just a natural progression by you becoming more skilled at doing stuff. Oh, anyway, what do you think of it so far? I mean, there's not many of us in there, but what? Quick, before the train does this thing. What do you think of how it looks so far? The scope is absolutely enormous. And this, you know, we haven't even been to the commons yet. Oops. So have a quick look around the commons, and then we'll go to the spaceport, and we will get a mission and see what we can do. We'll do something simple like hopefully there'll be a delivery mission. Go and pick up a box from somewhere and take it somewhere. So here we are. This is the commons. This is the central sort of social hub, and where you get everything done hub. So over here, I think that's a plaza. Where's the promenade? There we go. Promenade. Oh, cheers, Mel. The promenade. There's a climbing wall. You've got. You can go out to the surface of the planet through here. There's a nightclub or a bar down there somewhere. We haven't had many people standing on stuff after I said you'll see loads of people standing on stuff. I don't think we've had one person standing on stuff. I love all these adverts. But there we've got... Now, I do not want to walk through that, basically, because as you can see, that door is not there and the other side is the void. So I don't walk through there or I'm going to die. That is a tiny bug, not a problem. Let's just walk around the yoga area. You've got shops here.
Garcia's greens. Let's have a drink. Actually, can I take my let's go over to Benny's. Oh no, was it Elroy's? That's it. We'll go and have a drink at Elroy's. Actually, no, not through doing it that way. I could just drag my space helmet off. Helmet unequipped. There we go. I'll go to that. Take the helmet off. So if I look at myself now, there I am, handsome. So let's go and have a drinky. Let's have one of these Vestas because they are mainly water hydration ones. So quick buy, but I want more info. I know quick buy gives it more info, means I can buy multiple units, but if I just click on quick buy, it'll be in my hand, and then if I look at it, I can have these options. I will drink, and there's 5. You can have 5 drinks from the same bottle, and in the bottom left, my hydration will go up. There we go. You just walk back a bit. A few swigs of this, up to 85. We'll have another one. I think it gives you a marker when you're drinking it. On the right here, there's like a power bar, shows you how much is left in the bottle, or EpiPen, or whatever you're using. I'm up to 94. We'll have one more swig of that, so I want to stay hydrated. You can actually play it on a Steam Deck. That sounds bizarre, but Yamix, YouTube channel The Yamix, Yamiks, he did it for a laugh. He thought, let's try and play Star Citizen on the Steam Deck, and it actually worked to a degree. I don't think he could do everything. I think he might have had to do a lot of rebinding, but ultimately he was able to get it running on the Steam Deck and do various things. So it is possible, but obviously not. It's not recommended. So here are some shops. We've got Shubin Interstellar. That person, they're wearing the brand new player's white flight suit. So when you start the game, that's what you look like. So you could just get that and go off and do buy yourself a gun. With limited money you've got, then go off and shoot some NPCs, steal their armour, steal their weapons, and then you've saved yourself a few thousand credits. But if I go in here, so you can choose where to send it. I can have all this stuff delivered to my ship, the Aegis Avenger Titan. New Babbage is the default place to store stuff, so I'll put it in New Babbage, and I can choose category. Let's have a look at armour. So here it'll bring up pictures eventually. So it shows you how much the armour is. The backpack here that I've got on is 1900 credits. My arms 720. My helmet is 2280. Legs 1340. So you know, you can. This is all medium armour. As we're going down, there's a lot more sort of heavier stuff. Much more expensive. Stack a lot more stuff on it. You get basic stuff when you join, so there's no need to actually go mad and buy loads of armour. Let's have a look at personal weapons. So here, oh yes, because we're not at the weapons shop, here I can only buy the multi-tool, the tractor beam, which when I put it on the multi-tool, it means I don't have to, if the boxes are too heavy for me to lift, I can use the tractor beam to move them around. So that's useful. I've got one of those. I'm going to come out of here. I'm going to pop quickly into Centre Mass, which is the weapons store at New Babbage, show you some of the guns you can buy, and then we'll go to the spaceport and we'll have a look. And I should have 2 ships to choose from if my estimation is right. So this is Centre Mass. This is where you buy guns, not only for you but for your ship. You can see the range of ship-mounted guns they've got on the wall. But if we go to one of these terminals in the corner,
Why isn't it saying use? Come on. Oy. Let's try this one. There's two behind me as well. That's better. So, let's again. Don't want it, if I do buy anything, I want it to go to my default. There's a bit that, well, I'll tell you honest, I don't think I've got mirrors. But that's always something that everybody complains about. Do the mirrors work? Unbelievable. Why do you care so much about mirrors? I never understand it. Anyway, what guns have we got here? We've got so the basic SMG, which I've got 2 of on my backpack. Various sort of clips. We've got compensators, flash hiders, stabilizers, suppressors, grenades, pistols, magazines for bigger guns, shotguns there. There's rail guns, different SMGs. So there's quite a lot of weapons you can buy, and some are cheap and some are quite expensive. But if you come into the game naked, without a ship, you just need to come and buy one of these cheap guns, then get somebody to take you somewhere, like Call to Arms, and you are good to go. Right, oh, he's like he's going to a very cold. He's equipped for cold. Well, your armour has different temperature tolerances as well. So if you're going to go to a planet, you need to know what the temperature tolerance of your armour is. It gives you better survivability. So if my armour was really thin and I went to a planet which was really cold, I'd only be able to walk around for like 30 seconds. So if I was going to pick up some boxes, I'd have to make sure that I landed my craft right next to the building where the boxes were, so that I spent the least amount of time outside, otherwise I could freeze to death. So there we go. Let's go back to the metro loop. We'll head off. How long have we been going? Well, an hour and a half. We'll go to the metro loop, and then from there we'll go to the spaceport, and we'll pick up my ship and we'll try and do something. Is that the metro loop? Transit? Yep. So at the moment the frame rate is really slow, but it sometimes does that. He's still standing there. Watch out the way, dude. So we want to go to the spaceport. Oh, there's a train there already. When's it going? It's gone. Okay, so we've got to wait a minute for the train. Got there slightly too late, but not a problem. You really have to think about your setup. Yeah, basically, yeah. You've got to. Well, you just need to be aware about what you've got. I mean, you can pretty much go anywhere you want, but you might have to adjust your strategy when you get there. So, as I say, landing right next to the place you want to be in. There's the mission I tried the other day, the cave mission that I failed. Such a weird mission, because I found a cave and I thought, oh, I need to get out and walk in, like climb down this rock face, and I died. And then I thought, well, why don't I actually just fly my ship into this opening? And so I did that. I managed to get my ship down through this massive rock face to the ground and got off there. And then I found out there's actually another entrance to the cave around the corner you can just walk into. So if I just flown around the landing site, I would have seen that there was another ship there, which was the ship of the bloke who was dead and I'm supposed to find, and I wouldn't have had to try and thread my ship through the eye of a needle after having killed myself by trying to climb down a sheer rock face. But there we go. So spaceport, next stop. But as I said, right at the very start, when I was making all the comparisons with like which racing games translate to which of these space games, once you get the hang of moving around, and once you get the hang of flying, it's your oyster. And in fact, that place ahead of us, if I look at it up there, it looks like the base from Inception, where they went in their snow gear, or it looks like something from Where Eagles Dare. That is the spaceport. All the ships are there. I need to go and find a terminal to request which ship I want.
get in position to walk out. Mind your step, thanks very much. I haven't got my haven't put my helmet back on. I'll do that as soon as I get out, because this thing just stops and the doors open immediately, so you can't sort of faff about. Otherwise you'll find yourself heading back towards your apartment. Here we are. Stop. Open. We're going right? Yes we are. Let's get my helmet back on then, because I'm going to be going out to my ship shortly. Are we helmeted up? Hello? Want my helmet on please? I did specify helmet on. Helmet is definitely on. Right. Oh, where's my little plushie as a freebie, a plushie unicorn backpack. Very nice. Right, so I'm helmeted up. Let's go and find. So I'm thinking, my theory is then with more elevators. My theory is with these fly for free that you go into, you basically create an account with Robert Space Industries, then you just enter the game, don't buy a ship, you get out of your apartment, go down to the expo on the train, find a ship you want to use, rent it for free, want to go to the terminal, then you get on the metro loop, maybe with whatever limited credits you've got, get yourself an Epi pen or a simple gun, then get onto the train, get yourself down here to the spaceport. We'll go through, there's customs and security, scanners, make sure you're not trying to smuggle anything in which is illicit. So then we get to the main spaceport where you can I'll show you, you can get passenger charters, you can hire ships if you've got money, you want to hire a ship for a bit. So ship rentals, you can rent a ship from there. I'll have a look at a ship in a second. Interstellar Spaceport commercial flights, so you can pay for a ticket on a commercial flight from one place to another as a departures board. We're going to go in a second through to the hangars. So let me just see, because there's a ship that I really like the look of. There's these plushies that you can buy for £30 for real. Luxury rentals. I'm not really sure if it's going to have the ship I wanted to look at and fly. Oh, there it is. It's Aopoa. And it's not there. No, that's annoying. I can't remember what it's called. It's got an Egyptian name, but it's an amazing. They are an alien brand of ships, so they're made by aliens, and it looks absolutely amazing. The ship. It's a bit like if you're familiar with Star Wars, if you think of Slave One, where it flies and it's like vertical, looks like an exclamation mark, whereas the planes, the ships I've got, obviously they just look like your normal spaceships or aeroplanes, but this one, it starts off as horizontal with a free floating. There should be two ships here. Oh, look at it. See, it's got my Aurora here. This is the first time it showed up my Aurora, which was the one I originally bought. So I knew I had it. How bizarre. So look, there it is. Drake Cutter. It's rented. I could use that, but I'm going to use my ship, which is the Avenger Titan. So I'll click retrieve, and it's going to tell me where it's going. In your own time. Come on. How bizarre that my Aurora's back in my inventory.
Ready to upgrade? Located in the plaza, the factory line.
And has the game crashed because I've got no... I can't move. Oh, crap. I think the game's frozen, which is annoying. So I can't move my vision. My mouse is locked. And it's just doing this loop.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
There we go. Nothing like pressing pause to snap it out of a funk. Hangar 12. Now, I don't have to stand there and look at that display because when I look around, there it is. There's a little blue, you can see it appeared on my screen now in the top right corner in amongst the plants. If I just get past these plants, it says Avenger Titan Hangar 12. So I could just request my ship, then come over here, go into the elevator and wait to see which hangar it's been delivered to. But we know we're going to Hangar 12, so I've got to come over here. Hangar 5, let's use my scroll wheel to go down. Hangar 12, there it is. So I click on that. Let's go and see my ship. And when we get to my ship, I'll show you how you... when we get to my ship, I'll show you, apart from my ship, I'll show you... There we finally have an NPC standing on something. Awesome. So, my ship is behind this wall. Are we ready to meet my ship? It is absolutely gorgeous. I love my ship. But once we're here, it's, for some reason it's floating on mid-air. Never mind, that's fine. But so this is a jack of all trades ship. It's got some good weapons on it on the front. It's got a lot of cargo space in the back, and for some reason it's levitating. But that's okay. So I'll show you how the actual game works then. So if I go into what's called my Moby Glass, which is my wrist thingy. So everything works from here. So this is me, obviously. This is my balance. I haven't got any crime status at the moment, because I'm not wanted or anything. So my heart rate is 59, and I'm okay, basically. All my oxygen levels are full. Down the bottom here, I've got a comm link, so I could click on that and chat to people. Next one here is vehicle loadout. So if I've got guns, I could change all my guns. Knickknacks. What was knickknacks? Oh, knickknacks is I think it's like an encyclopedia of stuff. Don't quote me. Skyline is my star map. I can also access that without opening my Moby Glass. But we are, as I mentioned, we're up here on Microtech. If I double click on that, it'll zoom in, and then I can zoom in on Microtech just to show you all the little places on Microtech that exist. I can sort of scroll around it. So all of these places are, we've got mining or emergency shelters. There's another Port Tressler. But all of these places I can go to, and all these other, Clio, Euterpe and Calliope are the four, are they the four main planets here, or are they... So I'm sure the others had different names. When the cat stood on my computer and turned it off, the game decided to spawn me basically by the sun in the centre of the galaxy. Yeah, it does look like a space shuttle, doesn't it? So I'm going to come onto the map in a minute, because once I've clicked on places I can set routes and clear routes, etc. So that's that. MO Trader. I can send my money to anybody in the game, and people can send me money if they want to. So if you're in a community and somebody's a bit low on cash, you can go into your balance and sub them a few quid, basically, to help them. Contracts manager, come back to in a second. Vehicle maintenance services. So when you land, you click on here to repair, make any repairs, restock your ammunition, or to refuel. What's this one? Journal. Just helps you, it's like a little help guide for the game, basically. And this one here, Delphi. It's Delphi. Oh, this basically tells me. So we're talking about increasing stats. If I'm on deliveries, if I've done some really good deliveries, my stats here will go up and tell me basically, as far as unified distribution management goes, how they rank me as a delivery guy and whether I get good jobs or not. So at the moment I'm only going to get jobs for a 0 or a 1, but we get jobs, or we get things to do, from the contracts manager. So here we have a delivery. Okay, we might do that actually. It's one package. We've got search, research, investigation, bounty hunter, and mercenary. So mercenary, a call to arms, is where you basically go to a location and shoot NPCs to get money. Bounty hunter is, again, you go and try and find people. Investigation, what have we got here? Missing client. So this is going to be somewhere. He's in a cave on Microtech, so that's to go and find the guy in the cave. Research will be go and dump a probe somewhere. Search, salvage claim, so going to a wreck of a ship on a planet, or a ship in the space which has crashed, and finding the stuff. You can see that stuff in the glowing green stuff in the canisters we saw in that picture earlier is zeta prolonide. So yeah, it's very. It says here. After you collect the containers, you have a limited amount of time before they become dangerously unstable. So that's not a problem. But you need to take them from where you find them to, on one of those planets you terp, to this place, Devlin Scrap and Salvage. And there's 2 here, so you could take both of those because you're going back to the same place and stack them up. But we are going to do this delivery retrieval op. This is going to be the mission we'll have a crack at and see if we can do it. So we've got to we'll find a package. We've got to go to a derelict outpost, which is good. It's on Microtech. It's on the same planet. I need to find the right package, and then I've got to bring it back to the emergency shelter on Microtech. So basically, yeah, I've got to fly to somewhere, find a package, fly somewhere else, drop it off, and then that will be the mission. And it's only 4,000 credits, so it's not a very well paid mission, but it's a mission. So let's actually do something, because we've spent all this time going around the game. We haven't actually done anything yet. So let's actually do something. 5 people watching. I think one of them's me, actually, Mel. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, it is tracked. So I've got to go derelict outpost. So if I go to my skyline, and I'm really rubbish, pick up package. So it's marked it for me. I just need to go to find where a pickup package is, plot the course for it, then I'll get in my ship and fly off. But I'm really rubbish at making the star map move. I find it quite awkward. So is it near a mining facility? I can see pickup package there, is that it? See, I find, is that it? Pickup package. Otherwise, I mean, it's next to the mining facility, so to be honest, can I set routes that yet? Nope.
It's about getting it in the right place on the screen where I can select it. I have real trouble getting it to do that. So let's move that up to there. This is, for me, this is the most fiddly bit of the game, is working the map. So I should just better click on it, and when I click on it, it'll then give me a load of dotted lines. Hi Alan, how's it going, dude? Yeah, I'm definitely on the right part of the planet for it. Let's pick up package that. Come on. My dots. SMO13. There we go. Yes, no, no. Oh man alive. So SMO13, I could do this the really basic way, which is get in the ship, point at it and fly at it. SMO13. We might have to do that because it's not letting me select it as it is. Oh, there we go. No, no. Come on. So I just have such trouble with the star map, which is a pain in the backside. Do you know what? I'm just going to fly at it. SMO13 will fly it. We'll find it from the ship. Right, let's get in the ship. Fire up. Not close enough. What's annoying here is I'm wondering. Oh, there we go. Enter ship. So the ladder's going to come down. In we get. And now finally we can go and do something. So you can see where it is on the screen. I just need to fly to it. Now, when you're flying, let's first of all, I need to turn everything on. Hello. Oh, let me change my stream deck.
Engines offline. Engines online.
Are we flight ready? I think we are. So we need to speak to air traffic control. Hi Mick, how's it going, dude? Everybody's coming in. Right, so let me get to my menu, which is there. There was a hotkey for it, but I prefer to use the menu. We go to comms. There's the spaceport. I have to get clearance to land, to take off. And now, is it? Where's the? Is it above my head? Yeah, you can see the. It's a nice sunny day outside. So. If I take off, landing gear up,
Landing gear rejected.
and we are off. So what we've got to do first is we have to climb out of atmosphere. So I'm just going to increase my engine speed. Oops, I'm going to crash into the sodding thing if I don't change it. Thank you. Rotate my ship. Flying on keyboard and mouse is quite tricky. Get my angle right, 65
metres above the surface to get out of atmosphere. And once let's turn my quantum drive on. So once I get out of atmosphere, I can use quantum drive to basically get to where I want to go. A lot of those dots have now, those little triangles around the edge of my screen have now changed from red to yellow. So I need to find, where was my, there it is down there. The frame rate is a bit iffy at the moment. Oh, come on. I need that pickup package. No, no, no. Down, up. Ugh. No. Left a bit, down a bit. Come on, left a bit, down a bit. Once I'm facing it, it will start to, no. I say 3 metres away. So, oh, come on. I'm trying to get my ship pointing so I've got that in my crosshairs. And once I've got it in my crosshair, oh, God's sake. This mouse is, what is annoying is the frame rate, because the server's having problems tonight. The frame rate is right, spooling, calibration. You can't see it 'cause it's a white on a white background, but I can just see it. It's ready. Right, I can now quantum drive. It's going to basically skim me around the planet. Right, okay, here we go. So this abandoned thing where I've got to pick up the package from is going to be next to this mine. So there we go. It will take me out into space, skim me around the planet, and then bring me back in. Yeah, there was a ship I wanted to show you with this Egyptian name, and it's an alien ship, and the engines sound absolutely astonishing. It sounds like it's an animal. It's like it's organic. Right, so it's going to drop me out in a second. Let me right myself. Let's get rid of my quantum drive. Pick up packages on the left. There it is. So let's fly towards that. $26 not a problem. Be there very shortly. Now this is a little, the flying reminds me a little bit of No Man's Sky, in that literally you just point at something, fly to it, land on it, get out and walk around. When I get to about 3 or 2, when I get to about 4 kilometres or thereabouts, I'll cut my cruise control to so I know I've definitely got, I'm not going to go smashing into the ground. It's raining by the look of it. There's no windscreen wipers in space. Right, let's cut my cruise control, and now I can just fly using normal thrusters. Landing gear. Landing gear down. Let me look outside. There's my outside view. Landing gear is not down. Come on, landing gear down. This is really weird. Half the stuff's just not working tonight. To my pickup package. Nearly there. Can't see an outpost though, to be honest.
must be a button for my landing gear I can use. What's that? Ejection? Nope. Oh, there's the thing I'm supposed to go to, but I need my landing gear. What's that for? Power off? No. Where's my manual landing gear? Oh, this is so annoying. No. Let's try it. No, don't know what that is. Because I want to be able to open up my rear. Oh, I can do that from the inside. That's really annoying because I pressed the button to get the landing gear up, but it's now not letting me get landing gear down. Oh, there it is. Are we up or down?
Landing gear deployed.
Thank God for that. Right, landing gear's down. We'll go just a little bit closer because I'm lazy. We'll come down. And we're down. Pro tip, once you're down, always turn your engines off
Engines
to stop other players from basically getting into your ship and just flying straight. You wouldn't leave your car running outside somewhere, so you don't leave your spaceship running. Where's my power button? Power. Oh, no, I don't want that. I just want... That was power distribution. Wasn't power off one of these? Or was it engines off? Doesn't matter. Okay, where's exit ship? There we go. See, this is what I wanted when I was inside that ship in the Expo. I wanted exit ship. Although, thinking about it, I don't want to exit the ship there. I want to go out the back because I want my ramp down. Sorry, ship. I need to go out the back door. So I need to look to my right. Exit seat is what I want. This is what I'm talking about when it's so much more involved than Elite Dangerous. Oh, I can show you around the inside of my lovely ship. So, there is my bed, which I can save on. I'm not sure if I've got toilets and stuff here, but stuff that I looted from my dead self. Let's get this down, open door, we'll go at the back. So I need to come into the back with my package. There we go. So that's what I wanted to do. Right. Let's go and find this package. That's it up there. Is it? Have I got... Oh, is this... Do I need my tractor beam thing? How do I use my gadget? Hang on. On foot. Is it 4? Personal inventory. Is it on, not on? No, okay, so is it on or not on? Let's have a look. Exit. I've got it. The first time I've ever used this. Cool. Nice gap, isn't it? Yeah. But look at that, it's the first time I've ever used this gadget and it's actually worked. And I could just drop it and then try and pick it up, but knowing my luck, it's probably too heavy. But that was interesting. It wasn't quite as straightforward as just walk up to parcel and... No. Ugh, you donkey. It's a bit closer to me now. This would make things like American Truck Simulator easier. Right. So let's put that away. Nope. No. Oh, got to close the door. Otherwise, as soon as I take off, all that stuff is going to fall out the back. No, close, you muppet. Right, so I've got my package. There it is. And now I've got to go to the emergency shelter. If I go into my Moby glass, it should have updated my contract to show what the next bit is. So accepted. Yep, collected package. Now I've got to deliver it to Point Wayne. It begs, can I actually use it this time and find Point Wayne? Point Wayne is up there, is that it? It might be, it's just on a completely different side of the planet, but at least it knows what it is on my thingy, so I can just climb back into the my ship's cockpit thing. Pilot seat, that's the word I was looking for. We get into clear the atmosphere, and then engines on. Landing gear stowed.
Landing gear ejected.
Point up to the sky. What's my angle? 50, 60, 70. That'll do. Let's get cruise control on. Take me out of the atmosphere. Let's do some boosting actually. It's my afterburners. Go. We need to clear 10,000 metres. Once we clear 10,000, let's get my quantum drive up online. You can see it with the yellow square and the little triangle moving around to the bottom left of that display. Okay, turn the cruise control off so that I can just float around.
is over on the left. 874 kilometres. So it's calibrating. I just press and hold this. And here we go. Back out. Quickly whipping around the side of the planet, then re-entering. This looks like it's going to be quite a fairly straightforward thing. I'm thinking, looking at the size of the box as well, I should be able to just pick it up and walk with it. And then once we deliver this, we'll get paid 4,000 credits, and we will finish. So let's get my engines back up. The night time over here was my lights on. Landing on the dark side of the planet. So we're nearly there, and we're what, 10 past 9, so it's been 2 hours to have a general look around the game, and despite the fact it hasn't always wanted to play ball, we're so close to getting to the end. 13 kilometres, nearly there. But yes, don't forget, if you want to play Star Citizen for free for the month of November, they're doing a promotion where you can rent most of the ships in the game, over 120 different ships and crafts. You can rent them for free, so you don't need to pay anything up front, otherwise it's normally 45 quid. If you want 5,000 extra free credits when you start, put in my referral code, which is that code in the middle of the bottom of the screen there. Oh really?
Mic off. Mic on.
Oh, and I've just... Have I blown... Oh. Well. And that mission has come to an abrupt end. Oh my god. Just not paying attention. Talking about puking cats. Yeah, okay. So that's gonna respawn me now back in the medical centre in one of those fetching gowns. So I have to sort that out later. I'll say that, it's not actually doing anything, is it? Well, so close to a successful mission, but a slight distraction means that the whole thing has now fallen on the bones of its arse. Never mind. So, I won't go back in at the moment. It looks like it's not much is happening with it. I don't know if it's going to respawn me back at the base or not. So, yeah, that was a 99% successful introduction to Star Citizen. Yes, I'm looking at you, Cat, mate. You're the reason this has all gone horribly wrong. So, yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by. And I'll post on Twitter, if it still exists, when we'll do future stuff. So, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you for the next one in the very near future. Thanks for stopping by, everybody, and anything you want to know, just drop a message in the comments and I'll answer it as soon as I can. So yep, I'll see you. Oh yes, there I am, back in my medical gown. I'll see you later. Take care. Thanks for stopping by.